you guys made it out of the tomb type area cavern via your automated butlers of stone.
Robo
The
Butler.
automated butler of stone that cared for what you discovered to be the tomb of the first kings, as well as one of the fallen celestials, or the fallen celestials, celestial singular. He then brought you to a stone archway, which, upon his activation, teleported you seemingly anywhere. You guys chose to go to Cultheron. On your arrival, you were met with a welcome party of sorts. The Molten City. There was some confusion last week. It is a well-structured city with a full market and actual houses and everything. Upon seeing that you were members of their king, or guests of their king, you were all brought to the main building. It's not quite a castle. And spoke with King Xerneas for a while before a lizard man who you've discovered has taken over command of Shatterjaw's fleet burst into the room trying to claim vengeance. He was stopped because you were guests of the king. You were also given a room. You were then given a room to sleep after some conversation at the table, and that is where we pick up.
All right. So I mean, we're all waking up.
You are all,
next day.
Unless anybody has any business prior to going to bed. Minor things I think we took care of last week.
Yep, I did a potion.
We'll all be waking up the following day.
Oh shit! I should have.
You are also the cabin has the same amount of lighting in the morning because it's an underground building. Most of the light in the entire city comes from the lava pools and lava flows themselves. But there are some lanterns along the wall. And if any of you took the time to inspect one of the lanterns, inside is not fire, but it's actually a crystal that glows seemingly of its own sources.
That's pretty cool.
You are all in there in one open room with some dividers between your beds. But it is there's very minimal privacy here.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately.
All right, I'm gonna just pop out of bed and wake up, everybody. Sun's up, or lava's up. I don't know. I think it's morning. I can't really tell. Forgot we're underground.
Yeah, I'll get up and I'll. Oop.
Any of you? We talked about feats briefly one of the weeks ago, but did anybody take any feats?
I did.
Does anybody have? Is it what's your? It's probably listed somewhere. Nobody has keen mind, do they?
Don't think so. I thought I added mine in, but when I've been trying to check the last, like on each sheet, I cannot find it. So I will make sure that I know what it is before I use it.
If you go to D&D Beyond, on your character sheet, there's a thing that just says features and traits. It should be the last feature that you have.
It's not super important. We're not going to hang up on too much of it right now. But keen mind would give.
All right.
You do have keen mind.
No. I'm sorry. I have feats. I actually did it. I I thought I maybe didn't save it, and I couldn't remember what they actually were.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. If you hit, okay, so nobody has keen mind. All right, so we'll move on.
But now that I know what it is.
Yeah, I had to boost my highest stat, which was 14.
I chose poor things that I thought sounded cool, but now I know.
Right.
It's okay. It's okay.
All right.
So Beach has woken you all up, and you're all moving about, or maybe not moving about.
Oh, I'm getting up. I'm moving up. I'm moving about, stretching. I'm getting ready for the day.
So what do you guys want to do in this city of thieves? What are we doing here? We have a lot of really big tasks to do, but...
Yeah. Well, we kind of got our work cut out for us, so I'm not really sure of order of operations either, but I know that I would like to talk to Xerneas one more time, if I could, and I think that we should try to learn what we can about Kashyyyk. I believe that's the name, Kashyyyk?
Yes.
Who's that lizard guy?
How do you propose we do that?
I think maybe our best bet would be to talk to that assistant of his who I invited to tea in the future. She seemed like she would be amenable to sharing more information.
Oh, good idea. The old honeypot.
Exactly. I tap my nose at
Alright, at least Shakul's got a plan.
That's more than I have. I genuinely wanted to learn whatever I could from Xerneas, but I think I got most of my information. I just need to talk to him. And I think we should try to figure out how to... Maybe we should just try to set up... I don't know. Should we try to talk to Kashyyyk one-on-one to see if
I don't think he's
somewhere else?
Really up for conversation with us. I kind of pissed him off last time.
So the big things we have to do are we have to talk to the Empress to try to see if she's willing to make room or give some land to Xerneas and his people.
Do we have any means of communication, or do we have to wait until we go all the way back there?
We have to wait until we go all the way back there.
Alright, so maybe it would be...
we're not going to go back and then come back.
For us to explore the city and see what we can just observe.
But while we're up here, our goal is to try to stop the uprising that Kashyyyk has started.
Okay, good. Alright.
By any means necessary, whether it's force, which I don't think is our best option, whether it's diplomatically, which I don't know how I'd go about doing that. I don't know if anyone has any ideas on ways to talk pirates out of stop pirating.
I mean, if we could just kill him.
What that we had talked to, but they basically said the best way to be able to actually talk to pirates or convince pirates is to turn them on each other, correct?
That is true. And also, welcome, Aaron.
Sorry.
That's fine. That's why I was trying to get him to attack us in the throne room before, hoping everybody would turn on him.
I mean, I know, Brolin, that you have like a connection with our prisoner dude
Xerneas?
from Xerneas. Sorry, I couldn't remember his name. I mean, I know that you have a connection with him, and you're a lot closer to him, and he trusts you more than he trusts like a lot of us. So I don't know if you should, like, you and him do a one-on-one, talk to him, see what his best...
Yeah, that's what I was going to attempt to do.
Yeah, so I also don't know, and I mean, if it comes down to it, when we have to talk to Lizard Man, if we end up... I mean, I'm down.
I mean, I have no problem, and I also, from what I've understood, that if we kill him, it's like the whole...
pass on to the next person that's in line, so...
Yeah, it's gonna get... Somebody else is gonna come up, so we gotta try to figure something bigger than just killing one person at a time. Maybe we could set some kind of siege up and try to, like, just take down their boat somehow. I don't know if we have any...
Cognito.
But... Yeah, I think that's my goal, is to have a one-on-one with Xerneas and try to just talk to him and then check out the city.
Alright, so you got a date with the King of Thieves. Shakul's got a hot date. I guess I'll... I hate to split us up.
You guys can stay together if you want to.
That would be more fun.
There's nothing.
Yeah.
But
Let's
it's
call it
not.
company.
It's not.
So I also think that we should split up so that we can have at least like 1 or 2 people go and see where this lizard man's ships and his fleets are, and just get like a scout, like have someone scout it out.
It's not.
It's not near here.
It's not a detriment to me if you guys split up. Let me just say that.
Okay.
Only to
Don't
time,
mind running.
but it's okay. Alright, Aaron, you and I want to go see if we can suss out this, or find this lizard boy?
Well, yeah. Let's see if we can go find the lizard man, dude, and shit are.
And Shakul can come with me because the girl he wants to talk to is Xerneas' friend, right?
It's one of his
Servants.
Servants.
Oh yeah, burnt neck lady.
Oh yeah, Baracus! Hey! And as he wakes up and gets on his cot, I'm like, oh, I forgot you were here!
I was about to say, what am I gonna do with
What would you like to do?
Go kill some rats if you want.
Why don't you come with us?
Said sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right, so how many? So we have 3 groups. Sounds like there's one group checking on Kashek, one group Brolin by himself going to, or Brolin and Shakul are going to find the servant and
Xerneas.
Have private meetings together.
And then
Double date.
what? And Baracus is
Coming with us.
so just 2 groups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll. If who's going first?
Up to you.
All right. Me and Shakul will walk up to.
Even number, it's Brolin's group. Odd number, it's Aaron's group.
Okay.
What?
He's rolling something.
Oh.
There you go.
So it's first.
Yep.
So we're gonna attempt to walk back on up to that thing, keeping an eye out for any interesting sights along the way.
So you're still in that main building. You can walk down. It was about 3 flights of steps.
Okay.
To get to the room you're in. You find your way fairly easily. There's not too many twists in this hallway. And you enter in through a door to the same chamber where you kind of sat last night with Xerneas. His chair is empty, but the drow servant with the burn on her neck is standing there kind of arranging things on the table, and she looks up as you guys enter. She said, she kind of silently walks over to you and says, good morning, can I help you?
I was wondering if I could. Ooh, I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry. No, is this the brand lady
Yes.
or something different? Okay, sorry. Okay, continue.
Oh, I was just gonna introduce myself again and let her know I was Brolin, and then just say we were here last night, and I was wondering if I could have some time with Xerneas.
She
That weird? That weird?
That was really weird.
Like a meeting with him? I don't know the word. I don't know the words.
Oh, that's great.
Also,
I'd
wait
like
a
to-
second. I'd just like to have a little cuddle.
Just a little alone time.
Question. In the meeting that we had, did they address him as anything?
no.
Because you did bring it up to our attention that we didn't call each other by first names in this town. A lot of people didn't know each other's names and everything. Maybe it's not a good idea to just say his name. Is that? I'm still kind of not understanding that rule.
What do you mean?
He didn't introduce his guards.
He did introduce his guards.
Yeah, or the two advisors with him.
The only name he's given you is his. He didn't. I don't believe he gave you a name for either servant or the guards.
No.
Yes,
and Kashek gave you his own name directly.
Yes.
Like nobody here shares names of other people. It seems to be, from what interactions you've had so far, like they don't look over and go, "This is my first mate," blah blah blah.
Okay, so it's when they.
I am this, and if they want to introduce themselves, they will.
Okay, so it's not like rude or improper to use names. It's just they don't give out their names unless they feel comfortable.
If you you know their name, it's because they told you.
Okay. Then I will ask for a meeting with Xerneas. That's how I directly word it.
I think you've already ordered it.
I think it
I would like some time.
She kind of nods and says, "Master Xerneas expected as much. He got your message.
Thank you.
He will be here shortly. You are welcome to take a seat and help yourself to anything on the table."
Alright, and I'll pop down and eat a biscuit. If there's a biscuit. Or something.
There's it's not quite as fancy a spread as you had in Peacewood, but there is some bread. There is some shit. Sorry. There's some, it looks like skewered and roasted rats. Which smells surprisingly pleasant. And then there's also a large pot of, it appears to be stew.
And I will just wait patiently, and I will let Shukul have his moment with the lady.
Well, she's on the clock at the moment, so I think maybe
It's just you two and her in the room right now.
So when I was thinking perhaps when this dude comes in, I'll be you have a moment, let's go drink some green tea.
Okay. So then we can.
You wait around. If you wait around for about 10 minutes, Xerneas eventually does come in, and he comes in with a stack of papers and scrolls, and the other drow servant is behind him, and he's muttering something, and then hands her something, and then takes something else out of her hands, and exchanging papers, and she mutters something, and then he mutters. You can't make out any of the conversation. And then he finally looks up and sees you guys as he approaches the table. And he goes, my friends. How was your rest?
It was good, thank you for the accommodations.
We are, I think humble would be the wrong word for this city, but we're not flashy, so as to remain out of the way, you know what I mean? But we do what we can.
It's the fight.
Contentment is the greatest treasure, wouldn't you say?
Say that again, I didn't hear you.
Contentment is the greatest treasure, wouldn't you say?
He kind of looks at you. He looks at you funny for a moment. He goes, "Have you tried diamonds?"
To have everything is to possess nothing, my friend.
Do you just have like a Confucius book on your lap right now?
It's just opening fortune cookies.
He kind of nods and moves forward, and he grabs a mug and sits down. He goes, "So, Brolin, right?"
Yes.
What is it you wanted to talk about?
Well, there's a couple things. I understand that you are not wanting to get involved in this, but we are tasked with somehow negating the uprising that Keshik has started, and I am not one to get into a fight that will bring us in over our heads, so I understand that's not a fight that I want to get into. However, do you know of any way that we could maybe persuade him to try moving elsewhere? Or seeing if there's any other ports or anything that are not of this Peacewood area that he's interested in delving in.
Xerneas is the one who wants to move into a Peacewood area.
Nope, I know, but the Kashik is uprising as a threat to Peacewood. Am I not? Isn't that what we were tasked with stopping? Was the
Kashik is rallying forces to seek out vengeance for Shatterjaw.
Yes. Okay.
And the fact that you're here, he was going to sack the port again. Is what the rumor. To try and draw you out so he can avenge his captain.
Oh, I thought so. The Empress tasked us with stopping the uprising. This little uprising thing.
There have been smaller skirmishes of different bandit tribes kind of poking and hitting the borders, but as far as the Empress knows, that's just typical bandit activity, but it's been increasing in frequency.
So this uprising isn't necessarily to attack Peacewood, it's to draw us out, who now they know who we are.
Correct. But what you found out after was that the reason you have discovered now that the reason that the borders were being poked was because Xerneas is trying to find a spot to settle.
Okay. So if we can get Xerneas into a spot that is settled, then these attacks will stop anyway. No, because Kashik is not working with Xerneas.
Kashik, the issue of Kashik seeking vengeance. Now that the issue of Kashik seeking vengeance and starting a separate war with the Shatterjaw pirates, and the issue of the borders are separate. But the Empress doesn't know that.
Okay.
As far as the Empress is concerned, they are one and the same. Your group is currently the only people who know that it's separate issues.
Okay, so that is okay. Well then, all right. Then I'll relay that to him actually, because then I'll say that she thinks that these attacks are from something else. Maybe if we can stop these attacks from happening, then that would earn you a little bit more sway in saying getting that land that you would like. It's a win-win-win.
Well, as I sort of told you yesterday, I have little control over what Kashik does. And as the king, would be unfortunate for me if I were to force him to stand down, show weakness.
I'm not necessarily saying that.
But I can perhaps arrange a meeting. I can get him to sit down with you civilly. Okay. Maybe you can talk to him directly.
That wouldn't be the worst idea. I wasn't asking necessarily him to step down and stop. I was wondering if we could direct his attacks elsewhere. Maybe in a direction that would... I understand that he's looking for me, obviously, and my allies, because we are the ones that...
Currently, he's hunting the gnome who killed Shatterjaw.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, which I don't know where he is.
That I said was me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you believe that or not, though.
For all you guys know, he did.
Okay.
As far as you guys can tell, Kashik believes Beach killed Shatterjaw.
Okay, because he would have no other reason to believe anything else because he doesn't know. So, all right then. I guess that one-on-one meeting would be nice if you could set that up, but I'm just trying to figure out a way that we could all make out in this situation. So. And I think that maybe the one-on-one meeting with him would be probably our best situation. But I'm not gonna bring Beach into this because I don't think that's a good idea.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I'll just talk to him about that, and I would like to ask him 2 other quick things. I would ask him if he knew anything about these guns that we had come across. I won't say that we have, but I'll say that we came across some guns and we kind of left them out in the field, but they had some. I don't know. I just said we came across these guns that had some bone. I would describe them to him, and they are necromancy guns. They have bone inlay in them. One has white bone, one has black bone, and we believe them to be a pair. And I asked if he knew anything of that. We believe that they might have been owned by
Bakery Delights.
I have the names here.
As when you mention bone inlays, he kind of perks up and he goes, "One black, one white."
Yes.
You see him kind of looking down in a way, as in searching his memory banks for anything, and he leans back and whispers something to the drow, and she runs off. He goes, there might be something, but I don't know.
Okay. Any information you have would be helpful. Fear that they are maybe either very powerful or very dangerous to anyone who would come in contact with them.
He nods. Is there any other?
I think that's about it for now.
Okay. Shakul, did you want to take while they're talking? Did you ask the one lady for
Yeah, like exactly. Like, while they were busy, do you have time to discuss your family over tea?
She. Uh-oh. So you whisper that to her?
Yes, exactly.
I'm assuming.
Kind of off the side, yeah.
She looks for approval. She kind of bows towards Xerneas, and he kind of nods and waves, and from what you can tell, it's a sign that she's okay to leave. And she leads you down back into the hallway from the staircase that you came, where you guys stayed. But instead of going up the stairs, she turns down to the right and brings you to a small kitchen-type area, and she beckons you to sit at a countertop while she turns around and puts a kettle on the stove and begins to make tea. She hasn't said anything as the water boils. She seems to be waiting for you to ask any questions or start the conversation.
I'm content to wait in silence for an awkward amount of time, almost, as she makes the tea, and then once she has finished the tea and poured it, I'll pick up the tea and inhale the fragrant aroma of the tea very deeply, and then exhale.
It's a spiced jasmine tea. It's potent. It's strong in the brew, but not overpowering. There is, if you sip it, she has added a little bit of honey or some sort of sweetening agent. And then she simply sits across from you and pours herself a small cup from the same kettle, and takes a drink. And then she sits and she kind of folds her arms her hands in front of her at the table, and she says, "So, you recognized my mark?"
I'll take a sip, smile, and compliment her on her tea-making skills. Say, indeed, I did notice that you had that distinct marking, and I'm going to be very direct. I found this marking. This marking was found at the massacre of my monastery a year ago. And my understanding is that your former family must have had something to do with this. Perhaps you can tell me more.
Do you still have the cloth?
Yes, it's in my bag. Or actually, you know what? It's tied around my my arm. I'll just untie it and give it to her.
When she takes it from your hand, you notice that her hands are somewhat trembling. It's clearly a familiar thing for her, but there's no words. There's just a silent look of pain in her face and in her eyes, and she pushes it back across the table to you quickly and takes another deep sip of the tea, and then calms herself and says, these are the garments of the assassins that I told you of.
Are these assassins just a branch of your house? Or is it
yes,
your entire house is involved with this nefarious activity?
We are called Shadow Elves. Some of us are drow, some of us are high elves, and it's not so much a separate race as it is a title. There are the Farillian and the Thorani. Farillian, like myself, we are trained from a young age to infiltrate, to watch, and to report, but never to act. Thorani are those who act. This mark. This is the mark of the House of Shadow. Thorani assassins did wipe out your monastery, and I am sorry.
Thank you for your kind words, but can you perhaps lend any insight as to why they would have targeted my monastery? We were quite isolated up in the mountains. We didn't involve ourselves with world politics or anything of that nature. We were just content to study our path and attain higher wisdom.
I do not know for sure. Most of the assassination targets and even the espionage targets that I was given were paid for by outside sources, someone who knew of my clan's skill and talent. It's not anybody who knows even about the House of Shadow. Royalty, maybe? Some far-off king who your monastery offended?
Certainly is possible. I do not know. You seem estranged from your house. Would you be willing to share more of your experience?
As I said, I was trained to spy. I left because I was asked to kill. That is not what I wanted. This is not what I was trained for. It's not what I accepted. As punishment, they branded me so that any other member of the House of Shadow may see this, know that I am waste. I am worthless. I am to be disposed of. I stumbled across Xerneas in my travels, and he saw my brand and somehow knew what it meant. He took me in and brought me here, for it is safe. That was 15 years ago. I'm afraid I do not know where the house resides now. They move constantly.
I understand, and I appreciate you sharing this difficult truth. Let's enjoy our tea, and think of happier things.
She smiles, with slight tears in her eyes, as she is clearly recalling some painful memories. But she seems to enjoy your company, and the tea. So we're going to shift from there to Aaron and Beach, who are currently losing their minds in boredom.
Nope. You're good.
Baracus is. Shut up.
You three are with them, right? You three are together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Aaron, Beach, and Baracus. You guys are trying to figure out where to start looking for Kashek. What did you do? What have you? Did you leave the main house?
We're still in the house.
Okay.
We haven't got far.
All right.
Where do you guys suggest we go and look for this lizard man?
That's what I just asked you.
But I'm asking Baracus as well.
Well, all alligators end up in the sewer, so we can start there.
What?
Brilliant. Good plan. Let's go.
Everybody else agreed with me.
Yeah, because it's Beach. Beach talks to trees. Don't even start. Okay, well, there goes Beach. I don't really think there's any sewers in here, and I really think that he probably, maybe has a room somewhere that he's sleeping, not in the shit.
Is it?
It's a room shit.
Are you guys following me?
I am.
Alright, I'm talking to myself.
So is it easy enough to find a way outside?
Sorry.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes, yeah, I'm not doing well, guys.
So as we leave this main palace type place, what
It's not so much a palace.
I know, I don't know
as
what to call
kind
it.
of
Bay.
Grand Hall. What's the term the Vikings had?
Oh.
Yeah, a grand hall.
Yeah.
Longhouse or something.
Bay, like military style, like a bay. Basic training.
So as I leave, what do the streets look like?
So the streets, it's down the steps that you walked up, or were carried up, rather, I should say, earlier, the previous day. Once you go down them, and you the streets and everything about the city is carved directly into this cave. So it follows, if the cave rises, the streets rise, and there's no... It's not your typical, 90-degree angles. It's just where it could go up, it did, and where it needed to go down, it went. And so if there's a sharp, sudden cliff face, they just dug into that and made a shop, or a house. So it's very it's haphazard, but there is some organization, in the sense that all of as you walk through, you get the feeling of like, oh, this is where all the main living chambers are, and then you come to another spot, and it seems to be more of a market type area, even though it looks very, very similar.
Alright, I'm gonna head towards the market type area. And,
there's some, on the edge of what most closely resembles a town square, there is a couple fountains that seem to either there's pipe work or like natural cavernous waterfalls that come in from, you can see them up above you very, very high up, that are flowing, and this is where all the water for this city comes from. And about 100 yards past that, you see several different signs for some taverns. And outside of that, you do see not a lizard man, but
I was gonna say, he's just fucking here.
no, you see a rather tall half-orc type, but not quite. He's much more human-looking, but he's got orcish skin and ears. He's just standing shirtless, arms crossed, and around his left arm, around the bicep, there's a cloth tied, and on that cloth is the mark of what you would recognize as Shatterjaw's fleet.
Oh, perfect. Alright, well, I point to the fountain and I say, I think this is about as close as a sewer as we're gonna get. So what do you think, Baracus?
I'm gonna grab Beach's Baracus' arm.
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
No.
Nope. Mr. Roboto.
I don't know.
Oh, I heard I don't know. Alright, real quick.
Oh, okay.
On Discord, what is when it says voice connected at the bottom left? Are your bars green?
As they are now, it disconnected for some fucking reason because Cody's Wi-Fi sucks giant.
Well, at least he has Wi-Fi.
The Wi-Fi shouldn't be that strange.
It's 2019. Also, you're good now.
2019.
Anyway.
So what did you say, Britt?
I'm gonna grab Beach and I'm gonna grab Rockets. I'm gonna be like, all right, listen, Beach, don't be that much of an idiot. I understand that you can be, but let's tone it down for a minute.
I salute.
Rockets. So, this is what we need to do. I understand you guys want to go and talk to Lizard Man, but at this time, we just need to keep a low profile, find out where his ships are, try to gather as much information without giving ourselves away. I don't really think that we need to start some shit. I don't really think that we need to talk to anyone. I think we just need to see what things are doing, what things are rumbling, what things are, you know what I mean? You understand what I'm saying?
Aye, aye.
I mean, yeah, but all we have to do is say parlay, and they have to bring us to their captain without injuring us. So, nobody gets that reference.
Who gets that reference? Anyway, you.
Yes?
Are you okay with this? Do you? I know you have a mind of your own, but can you just bear with me for this and just listen?
Yes?
Thank you. Because if you don't beat, I'm gonna make a tree fall on you.
Alright, so, what do you want me to do?
Don't talk!
Don't talk, or go talk?
Do not talk.
Do! Who do I not talk to?
Anyone.
Anyone? How am I gonna find the information if I don't talk to anyone?
Right now, people think that you killed Shatterjaw, and that big scary looking motherfucker right there is probably gonna kill you, and it's not gonna take that much from him.
Alright, I'll go talk to him. And I walk over to the orc guy.
Just don't let him die.
Need to calm down. He kind of... It's fairly crowded here, and Beach is not a tall person. So you get pretty much right up to this guy before he notices you. He's about 8 feet tall. And he just looks down at this crazy, wild-haired gnome, and he kind of just... What?
Good morning, sir. I am Beach. Would you happen to know... Are you in crew with, Kashik? Is he your captain? You know that guy? Big lizard man, carries 2 shields.
He squats down and, like, has his hands on his knees, and he's just kind of, like, in your face now, and he's like, yeah, I know Kashik. What do you want?
We're old friends of his. We're meaning to talk to him. Where can we find him?
Roll a deception.
Oh no, I'm so bad at that. Okay.
Nice.
Nice. With a -1. I like that.
He's like, I don't know if Kashik really has any old friends, but you seem harmless. He's in there.
Ah, thank you.
He points to the tavern-looking saloon behind him.
So I run back over to Aaron and Baracus, and alright, well I found Kashik. I did what you said. Aaron, did I do a good job?
Great job. Why don't you go in there and talk to him yourself? I'll keep an eye out.
I thought you wanted to talk to him. Isn't that why we came down here?
Nobody wanted to talk to him. Oh, well, I didn't want to talk to him. I just wanted to see where his ships were and try to figure out any type of information as to what this uprising could be. But what do you think?
Oh, I was confused.
I know.
He doesn't have ships in lava, I don't think.
I mean,
Do you think he has lava ships?
We could find some maps, figure out where his actual fleet is, maybe, like, you know, eavesdrop on some people, see if they're talking about some shit they're gonna do at Peacewood, or not.
Well, let's go eavesdrop in the tavern. We know he's in there. Can I disguise myself? I might actually have...
You did take a long rest, so you guys would have been able to prepare different spells, but if you haven't done that already...
I did, but I did not... I don't have... I thought I had disguise kit. I do not.
You can turn into a snake.
Yeah, for the 2 druids, and I think Brolin...
You know, I keep the same spells.
Yeah, Baracus, Baracus, I think, keeps the same spells too. But, for the 2 druids, make sure after long rests, you guys are preparing new spells.
Yes.
You guys can prepare the same spell list if you want to, but make sure you, like, are conscious of that, because...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
Alright. Do you want to go listen in? Do you want me to do it? Ruckus, how are you with, disguising? Or something like that? Anything useful?
I mean, if anything, you can watch.
I'm not great at disguising, but I do have a spell that I'm their friend.
I will restate something from last week. There is no... The city has, like, a fairly strict no murder policy.
Yeah.
Everyone leaves each other alone here, because that's the only way that it maintains its safety for thieves. If the thieves start messing with each other, then it stops being a safe city. So there's this kind of unwritten law that you just don't mess with other people. And as guests of Xerneas, you are, for more or less, for lack of a better word, protected.
Yeah, which is why I was comfortable confronting
Lizardblade. Pretty much, you can be pretty confident that they're not just going to reach up and slaughter you in the middle of a bar.
Right, but he also might not talk about stuff in front of me because he wants to try to kill me.
Yes. I'm just. There seems to be some confusion as to maybe you're going to get randomly attacked, and I'm just putting that. That doesn't need to be concerned.
No, I was actually purposely trying to goad him to attacking me before because.
Okay.
That way, I thought the guards would go after him.
Well, there's no guards.
Or not, or others would to keep the peace, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean.
Maybe we should just like. You said it was a tavern he's in?
Yeah.
We're all pretty good at drinking. What if we go in, the three of us sit at a table, some drinks, eat some food, try to get as close to frickin' Lizard Man as we can. Never hear anything. Do you want to do that, or do you want to go incognito and you become a frickin' snake and I become something little?
Well,
and
we did just have a meeting with him last night where I told him I killed his captain, and he vowed to kill us. So I don't think he'll discuss any kind of valuable information if we're sitting next to him.
Then do you want to go incognito?
I turn into a rat.
There, that answers that.
Actually, that's stupid. Can I just say something? Before I do that, I wanted to say, Aaron, how about this? Go to the door, and just take a peek inside, and I'll crawl in while you open the door. And I turn into a rat. I'd try to, like, scuttle up Aaron's boot.
Alright, so then, and I'm gonna put you on my shoulder.
Okay.
That's so much better. I'm gonna look at Brockus and be like, this is not food.
Oh shit! I forgot. Oh, the rat butcher.
So I'm gonna go open up the door.
I'm gonna jump in, scurry in the door to the right, and see if I can see Kashik.
I'm gonna look at Brockus and be like, are you coming?
Yes, I go in and I sit at the bar.
My little rat face palms.
Out of sight.
Do you hear any
Ethan? Oh, Ethan might actually
I was
be
muted.
dying.
I was muted, I'm sorry. It looks like a standard busy tavern. But inside there are a number pirate-looking fellows, we'll say, all bearing a similar marking on either their hats or their shirts or their pants of the Shatterjaw icon. And the more you look, the more you see it, and you begin to realize almost everyone in here is a member of Shatterjaw's or was fleet. You do look over to the left and kind of up on a balcony type area. I don't know why I said type area. It's on a balcony. You do see Kashek with 2 or 3 other figures. Just 2 or 3 other guys at his table.
Alright. Is there a way... I want to try to either climb up a pole or pipe or wall or something, or go up the stairs if I have to get, like... I want to try to sneak under their table.
So you'd make an athletics check to see if you can climb up the...
These are all my
wall.
minus ones.
You're making it with the rats.
Yeah.
Stat.
Oh, well,
I will say the rat has
advantage
advantage on climbing. Stuff like that, because...
It's a rat.
Yeah.
Alright, so... I think I keep... Oh, no. No, I don't. Alright, I was gonna say, I think I don't ever go down in stats, but I do. So that's -4 instead of -1. So that's a 9 with advantage.
How are you so bad at it?
Well, the rat... Well, I'm guessing because the rat has -4 for strength.
Oh.
Yeah, but the rat... Athletics?
is strength.
Or acrobatics. Acrobatics should be dexterity.
Yes.
And the rat shouldn't be minus dexterity.
Oh, I don't need to re-roll, but so dex would be just even plus 0, so it would be a 13 with advantage.
Okay.
Ignore that roll.
Wait, why 13?
Because that was my second roll. I rolled a 9 and a 13 minus 1.
Right, but if the dex is 0, it would be 12.
No, it would be 13 because it's a -1.
Oh. I was looking at the second roll.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, so you get up there fine, and then you'd have to make a stealth check using the rats to see if you successfully get under their table without them noticing.
Alright, stealth, do you have any? No. Just
It should be dexterity again.
Flat dex roll. Just gonna roll a d20.
Nice.
Nice. Yep, so you are successfully underneath their table, and they have not noticed you. You kind of perch yourself on... You perch yourself
Such
on
a bad
the
idea.
table's
Great idea.
central column. You find a little nook, and you notice some other rat droppings, and you're not the first rat that's been here.
Alright.
But you are perched underneath the table in earshot of Kashek and some of his men.
And I'm just waiting and listening.
Nothing super... In the first 2 minutes, it's just... They're kind of seem to be having a party. They're drinking, they're toasting, they're recalling old stories and memories, and generally just celebrating the way pirates do, and talking about their captain, and he was apparently really well liked by all of them. After what you... after a few moments sitting here, you get the sense that no one in his crew disliked Shatterjaw. Before we continue further with that, Aaron and Barakas.
We're sitting at the bar, and I ordered 2 beers.
Okay. There are people giving you funny looks, but no one's stopping you from doing what you're doing. You're given drinks, and the barkeep kind of looks at you and, is waiting for payment, but he hasn't told you how much.
Question. What does the barkeep look like? Is it male, female?
Older gentleman, man, long gray hair.
What's his name?
Excuse me, sir. I have a request, if you do not mind. Do you think you'd be able to send an ale up to that gentleman sitting at the table up on that balcony? Kerchek?
Kashik.
Kashik, sorry.
I know his name. You want me to send ale up to Kashik, the guy with a keg on his table full of ale?
I didn't know that. Nobody told me there was a keg of ale on a table.
I mean, I can send him up another one from... Say it was from you, but...
Another keg, that's fine.
Another whole keg.
And how much are they?
20 gold.
How much gold do I have?
You should have at least 40.
Hold on, give me a minute. Let me just check my pockets.
You do that. He walks back behind the bar, and he's getting you your drinks while you're doing whatever you're doing.
Is that how much money I have?
You probably have at least 100.
Yeah. I think I'm low. I think I might be some of the lowest on gold, and I have 95.
Beach should be the lowest.
I have 95 because I spent 30 something.
Yeah, I just got here. I only have like 43.
I gave a lot of my gold to Shakul because he didn't get anything for anything, and I just kept wanting to give him gold because I felt bad.
Where is my inventory?
It's under equipment.
50 gold. I don't think I added that right.
It says you have 60 in your roll 20, but that doesn't make sense because you were given like 75 the last week.
I gave 15 to Shakul, and then we got more money from who?
We all
from that chest. Yeah, so I
split like 40 something pieces.
Yeah, you should be around 100.
Okay, well, I'll just change that. So once the barkeep comes back over.
Okay.
Wait, how much was?
He said it was 20 gold for a keg.
Okay, fuck that. Once the barkeep comes back, I'm gonna slide him the 20 gold, and then ask him how much the 2 beers were for us.
He kind of looks down at the 20 gold, and he's like, "So you're really sending a keg up to Kashek? All right, just take the beers yourself, I guess."
Thank you, sir. I'm going to 5 gold on the bar and slide it towards him and be like, "That's for you."
That's
Jesus Christ.
Okay. That's an obnoxious amount of money to pay for 2 beers.
Yeah.
So then I'll put a one.
To put it in perspective, you just bought a Bud Light and then slid $100 across the bar and said, "Keep the change."
Yeah.
And I will give him 1. Wait, how much is 1 gold?
Well, how about a silver? A couple silver.
5 silver would be like a lot.
I'll give him like the equivalent to like $2 in America for a tip.
You give him 5 silver.
Yeah, give him 5 silver.
I'll slide 5 silver to him and be like, "That's for you."
You kind of
And now keep track of that on your sheet, so this doesn't happen.
And then minus what?
Alright, sorry, so Ethan, what are you
Write
saying?
it down. Write it
Okay, so he motions and one of the barmaids grabs a keg from behind the bar off the top shelf, and they carry it up to the table and they put it down. And Aaron and Baracus, you can't see or you can't hear what she's saying, but Beach, you hear her going. You hear the barmaid go, "Yeah, the crazy wench who just walked in and he charged her like double for it, but she bought it for you and it's yours now. Good luck with your party." And Kashek kind of looks down and sees who it is, and his only response is he raises a mug to you, Aaron, and then he just kind of just starts laughing. Beach, you hear him look at the barmaid and goes, "Wait, he really charged?" I can't do the Kashek voice. I'm sorry, but he goes, "Wait, he really charged her double?" And the barmaid just, "Yeah, she paid 20 freaking gold for it. I don't know who does that, but that..."
She didn't know. That's funny.
Yeah, and then the barmaid disappears and Kashek's just there laughing.
That was 4 minutes.
So after about, are you guys just hanging out here? You guys,
I'm gonna, after like he did the whole like cup raising thing, whatever, I'm gonna look at Baracus and I'm gonna be like, "All right, so this is what I think." I'm gonna whisper to him so that like nobody else can kind of hear me, if that's possible. I'm gonna be like, "So I think that we should go up there and act like we're friends with him, and just like apologize for yesterday, and try to see if we can maybe."
That sounds like a plan.
All right, cool.
And I chugged my entire beer and followed.
Are you gonna buy yourself another beer because now you have nothing to drink?
Well, I'm gonna bring an empty cup up there. We just bought him a
Alright.
keg.
Well, I bought him a keg. You didn't. No. Anyway, I'm gonna go up the stairs and head motion to Baracus to follow me.
And I follow her. I don't know
okay.
any- Sorry.
It's fine. So you guys come up and They see you approach. I assume you're not like stealthing up, right?
No.
Nope, strolling up. Swagger.
All right. Wait. Let's see how this plays out. What?
That's just me. I want to see how this plays out. I really wanted to talk to him.
So, as Kershak sees you approaching, he stands and he goes, "Ah, is it if it isn't King Xerneas' friends? Men, attention!" And the entire bar starts to quiet down. Men, as you know, recently we lost our captain. The great Shatterjaw will never be replaced. And as you know, our captain was slain by a group of unknown travelers.
Okay.
Well, 2 of them just bought me a keg at double the price. Do you think that makes up for our captain's loss, little elf?
Well, I never said that it would have made up for it. I kind of just bought you that keg at whatever the barkeep told me as kind of a peace offering. Here's the thing. The person who actually killed your leader, I can see that he's very beloved by every single person in this room, no longer with us, and his actions don't necessarily reflect on us. Yes, we were all there, knew both sides to the story, then we wouldn't have acted the way that we did.
Listen,
And thrown onto
I
this.
don't really care.
Never mind.
Not to interrupt, but I
Unless you
actually
can tell me. Unless you can tell me where your little gnome friend is. And give me his head on a plate.
Which gnome friend? The one that actually did kill Shatterjaw, or the one that says that he killed Shatterjaw because his ego doesn't really match up?
I don't care.
That little gnome that told you that killed Shatterjaw, he didn't even land a blow the entire fight. Listen to me when I tell you that little gnome is out of his mind. He talks to trees. Perspective there. The one that actually did kill Shatterjaw, gone. Tell you where he was. And if was, I'd push him right in front of you and let you have him at, have at him. But I just came here to let you know that it's for your leader. I know how it feels to lose someone who means the world to you. That. I'm gonna turn around.
Make a persuasion check.
Because I mean,
That's kind of good.
how much want to bet? Oh, fucking 0.
Like $100.
Because my fucking charisma sucks.
You don't say.
That's pretty rough.
This is bullshit. Because that was a good speech.
It was a good speech. But pirates don't give a shit.
They don't.
At that, I'm still gonna turn around and stop my fucking happy elf ass down the stairs, there, slam it on the bar, and walk out.
Okay.
kind of
Baracus?
just the whole thing really awkwardly because
Standing there.
Baracus, are you still standing there?
So he awkwardly followed me out of the bar.
Okay.
kind of shaking my head from side to side.
Okay. Before you, as she's walking away, and before You awkwardly follow Barakas. Kashek reaches out and puts a hand on your shoulder. Not aggressively, but firmly. And he just kind of leans into you and he goes, I don't remember them. I don't remember seeing a tiefling at Duraka. Did you join up with this group afterwards?
Yeah, I must have, because I never fought any group of pirates.
Ah. I'll take that into consideration when I'm killing your whole troop.
Oh, thank you. I actually really appreciate that.
You can tell he's
Actually, the best
little,
character.
You can tell he's a little bit drunk, and he just kind of nods and pats you on the shoulder and sends you on your way.
Well, I know the first person I'm gonna fucking kill.
Alright, so I've actually been waiting for this exact thing to play out, so now is when I'm definitely waiting there listening for a little bit. See if we'll say, I'll patiently wait and see if they have any reaction to our group being there.
That was so genuine.
After everyone leaves.
Beach, roll a stealth check for me again.
Oh, fuck off. And it's just a straight d20, right? Cause yeah. That the worst?
It's not the worst, but unfortunately he rolled a natural 20.
I'm not even moving, I'm just under the table.
I know, but Kashek sits back down and he leans back in his chair and he kind of then he sits forward in his chair and he goes,
Smells you. You smell like poop.
and he looks under the table and sees this little rat sitting there and he kind of reaches for you.
That's my HP, by the way.
That's fine. He just reaches for you. And if you let him, he picks you up.
I do not let him. I squeak and try to run like a normal rat would.
Make a
Ready.
athletics or acrobatics, your choice.
We'll do the acrobatics because that'll just be a straight 0.
So he manages to grab you.
Okay.
His lizard reflexes are slightly faster than your little rat body. He manages to grab you and he goes, where you going, little friend? And he's being quite gentle. He's not like he's not squeezing you or anything, he's just holding you.
Yeah.
And he just puts you on the table, pulls a plate over with a little bit of meat on it, and just starts petting you.
Alright, I'll nibble at the meat a little bit.
And he goes, you know, it's ballsy of that elf. Gutsy, coming in here. Respect it a bit. I do. Xerneas wants me to leave him alone. He wants us to leave him alone. And one of the other guys at the table just kind of leans forward and goes, Captain, you are the captain now. Xerneas doesn't run this crew, you do. We'll leave him alone in the city, but beyond these walls, beyond this cavern, we can't just let what they did go. It's not the pirate way. I know that. But I can't help wondering. Maybe this little troop, maybe they could serve us a purpose. Get us inside somewhere we haven't been able to get in before.
Oh, shit.
You all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we do.
Did you say that as a rat?
No, I can't talk as a rat.
Yeah, rat. The animals can't talk. But I think that maybe if they can get us in there, I think Shatterjaw would be okay with us calling it even. Don't you all? That was his life's mission. Think of it. I think it might work. I think I could be okay with that. If this group gets us to the Lost City, they live. If not, we just rip them apart anyway. Light bulb.
Have an idea!
Alright, well, good thing you don't know any of this.
Yeah,
I know.
you don't know any of this, Aaron.
I have an idea!
Shh. That seems to conclude the meaningful conversation, and after this, they go back to.
I'm gonna try to run away off the table again.
They don't stop you.
Alright, and I'm just gonna run out
As far as they're concerned, it's just another rat in the tavern.
and then run over to the front door, wait for it to open again, and try to sneak out.
It's kind of a saloon style door, so there is a crack underneath.
Oh, then I just go outside,
Yeah.
go around the corner, and pop out of rat form.
Okay.
Alright.
Did I
Could have been so bad.
I know. I was like, oh, he's gonna eat me. I'm just gonna turn into a beach in his mouth.
That would have been interesting. What are you trying to say, Brittany?
See Beach run out of the tavern?
I come from around the corner.
You guys, it depends. Where did you guys go after you left?
She was pacing outside the front door.
Yeah, I was standing like right next to the door.
Okay, make a perception check.
Ah!
Why?
Do we both have to?
No, it's
You
just
both-
me. That
You both can if you're both looking for a rat coming out of the door, but there's more than one rat coming out of the door.
I'm also gonna walk up to you guys anyway, so I don't know.
Yeah, you don't necessarily need. You see a beach that you see a rat that you recognize to be Beach come out, scurry around the side of the hall, and then Beach emerges from the alleyway.
Like Superman.
I'm gonna meet up with him and like motion to go away from the tavern. Marcus and be like, "Let's go."
Who are you, my mother?
All right, fine. Stay here and get killed. I don't care. Whatever.
No, I'll follow you.
All right, so I thought. So I'm gonna look at Beach and be like, "What'd you hear?"
Well, I heard your brilliant speech. Really, trying to make friends with the pirates that are trying to kill us is brilliant.
Well, I pulled it out of my ass. So what can I say?
I'm being facetious. And also, not that much. They were just drunk and having a party and having a good time. They made fun of you guys a little bit. They seemed to like Baracus. But,
Did they like say anything else besides that I'm literally the biggest idiot they've ever met?
no. That didn't really go as planned.
Well,
Well, maybe we should go find the others. They have to be done by now.
Alright.
Which way?
Let's go find out how their double date went.
You know, Beach,
Yeah.
I did tell Baracus that if anything went wrong, he should have came and saved you. And he likes to eat rats and everything.
Talking about.
You told him what? I was there for everything.
So, you know what? Never mind.
After we left, you were still inside.
Oh.
Yeah, you were still inside. So I was gonna say, like, you know, if you didn't make it out, like, if you didn't come out, I was gonna have Baracus go in there and, like, pretend like you were his dinner to save you.
Ah.
Moving on!
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Go
yeah,
ahead.
we're gonna go head back to the great house of Long Palace and find the other dudes.
Okay. They're not they're not hidden.
I don't mean find. I mean, yeah, I mean like we're just gonna go try to meet up.
Roland and Shakul, did you guys? It's been a couple of hours. We'll say 2 hours since they were. So I don't know if you guys are just sitting in the hall with Xerneas, or if you guys went back to your rooms. I know Shakul, you're in the kitchen with Drow.
Yeah, I think she probably had to get back to work, so after we finished the tea, I wandered back in to wait for Rowan.
I talked to Xerneas a little bit more, said what I had to say, and then I left, bid him adieu, and met back up with Shakul, and then decided to probably head out of this place and towards the town.
Okay. So as you guys meet up, you guys are meeting up. You guys are exchanging information. I don't know why you're waiting for me.
Oh.
No, I was just waiting for someone.
Sorry.
So we'll go up. No, that's right. We'll leave. I'm sure as we're leaving, we'll meet up with them as they're coming in or whatever, however it works. And I'll ask what they did around town. What did you guys do around town?
Oh, you know, we walked into this tavern, found a whole bunch of Shatterdraw's people.
Aaron made a fool of herself.
What else is new? You know, I had this great speech, and I bought someone a keg that was worth way too much fucking money, I guess, because
You didn't spend more than like 5 times gold on a keg, did you?
Oh, you know, I'm just a fucking idiot, because I don't know money. I spent 20 silver.
20 silver? Oh, that's not bad at all.
20 gold.
Oh, that's awful.
Fuck me.
That's terrible.
Yeah, we found
Stop me.
a bar that seemed to be only populated by Shatterdraw's crew. Kashik was there. Aaron tried to side with the enemy, and I was a rat. It was a good time. How was your date?
I didn't try to side with the enemy. I tried to...
Make friends with the enemy?
No, not friends, but I was trying to, like, make a peace offering to see if maybe he'd, you know, not try to kill us once we left.
Well, I see that you're all still alive, so that must have gone well.
Oh, it was a wonderfully cowardly speech.
Okay.
So,
I mean,
Alright.
Cashew did try to make a friend of me, so...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Beach didn't really find out much, I guess, from listening in onto Cashew's conversation.
Okay.
Told me that they think that I'm an idiot.
That's
From, you know, eavesdropping.
Valid.
okay. So you guys just genuinely went into complete enemy territory, and y'all came out alive, which is good. You might look like a fool, but at least you have your limbs to you. I have set up potentially a one-on-one with Kerchik to see if I can just talk to him. Maybe in a more civilized setting than a tavern. Sometimes those aren't always the best place to get some one-on-one talking in. And I think that was about it. I talked to Xerneas. I thanked him for giving us this place to stay. And I think that was it for me.
Shakul, how was your date?
I had a wonderful cup of jasmine green tea. It was quite delightful.
I think you meant. Did you get to second base?
No, not so far as that, but I did get some interesting information about the organization that massacred my entire monastery.
That's kind of a dark topic for a first date.
Well, you would think so.
I'm all for dark measures.
Indeed.
May not be
As soon as I
enough.
got the information.
It doesn't sound like he got much action, but it got a mental second base there. Real connection.
So, still more mysteries, but we're getting closer.
You're just gonna you're making progress on your life goals there, buddy.
I wish they weren't my life goals.
Well,
Everybody died.
oh, well, fuck, man. Jeez. Real Debbie Downer.
Yes, it was quite terrible.
Well, sorry about everybody. And let's check out some of these shops around here.
Alright.
Now I spent a shitload of fucking money. I don't really think I have the money.
I have been trying to talk for a while, but I was muted.
Oh, awkward.
Alright. So, Xerneas, his master at arms, and his first mate, the large Goliath with a long rifle, and the rotund, drunk dwarf with the double axes, enter back into the chamber. There are no servants at this time, it's just you and them. Xerneas has a box. And he steps forward and he nods to you, Brolin. And
I'll approach.
he simply says, he leans forward to you and he just whispers, this is about what you asked for earlier.
Okay.
And hands you the box. He looks at the rest of you and he says, so, Kershak mentioned to me about your little encounter with him earlier in the tavern. You guys are making quite a name for yourselves. He's willing to meet you tomorrow when he's recovered from tonight's festivities. And Lady Elfie does apologize if he did you any emotional toll.
No emotional toll whatsoever, besides the fact that my wallet's very restricted now.
Yes, well,
Do any good deeds of buying people beer anymore. So, no, it's fine.
It helps the economy.
Economy of pirates? They steal this shit for a living.
Alright, let's not.
I'm salty.
I know, but not in front of our host.
Sorry,
So-
sir. Sorry.
I asked yesterday if you would be willing to get me in contact with the Elven Empress, or someone at Peacewood, some sort of
Yes.
emissary.
Mhm.
Have you guys reached any sort of decision on that?
I have an idea about that because I guess I'm just full of ideas today.
Yep. It's a good
Oh.
idea.
It is a good idea, you think so?
Yes.
Well, I have something in the making. I will get back to you about it, hopefully by the morning, if that's okay with you.
Secret idea.
If I just do this little thing on my own, maybe with Brolin's assistance, you in the morning. Is that acceptable?
Sure. Does it not involve the whole group?
No.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, so, I'm gonna grab that. He just gave me the whole box?
Yep.
Okay, so I will just hold that. I'm not gonna open it here. I'll thank him for that. I, ask if he wouldn't mind letting us stay probably one more night here, or so, give or take. Maybe a couple nights.
Sorry.
Oh, please don't die on us.
Sorry, I tried to answer, and then that's all that happened.
I heard that.
Of course, you are welcome to stay as long as you like. I
think.
For up to a month.
Oh, alright.
You're staying there that long.
That's great.
Anyway, I have some personal matters to attend to. The hall is open to you, as well as the rest of the city. You are still under my protection, even though I will be gone. I will return in the morning for our meeting, and he nods to you, Aaron. And I look forward to working with you all.
Okay, bye!
Excellent. We will have more information for you tomorrow.
Wonderful.
Die.
So, Ethan, sorry, is there a check I can do to see if I've ever heard of the Lost City?
I'm messaging you about it.
Okay.
Sorry.
Sorry, continue. What were you saying? Rolling?
I wanted to check out some shops. Or just a shop. I wanted to see if I could, potentially buy some... Actually, I don't even need to... There's really nothing I need to even buy. Maybe... How many healing potions did you make?
Just one.
Just one?
Kinda takes a while.
Yeah.
Also, Berlin, what did he give you?
How big is the box?
It's about... It's not super heavy. It feels like it maybe weighs 2 or 3 pounds.
Okay.
It's wooden, pretty simple. There is a carving on top of it that just seems to be... You've noticed it's a similar kind of smoky lizard type pattern, and you've noticed that on Xerneas's clothing, so you assumed that to be his clan.
Okay.
Nothing else remarkable about the box. It's
pattern, not written, right? It's not like writing.
It's like burned into the top.
No, I meant like it's not words or anything that I could read. It's just an artistic design.
Right. Correct.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
But the box itself, the size of it is about 1 foot wide, 6 inches long, and then maybe 2-3 inches deep.
Okay.
But it's closed.
I'm gonna lean over to the beach and say, I think this is something that might be able to help us a little bit later on.
I'll
check it out when we get back. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet, and I'd rather open it in private.
All right.
Everybody's got secrets now, don't we?
Well, I mean, we're in public. We're in a public. If we get back to the house, I'll open this. Jesus, guys.
All right.
I don't want to just be opening this up here and then I don't know what it is.
I understand that, but I mean.
I promise I will let you guys know.
What if it's like a puppy or something and it can't breathe in there?
If it is the puppy,
I don't think it's a puppy.
I like Xerneas' style. Put it in the closed box.
Oh. Schrodinger's cat.
No, yes. So no, I would just like to, I don't know if I have anything else I want to do. We have the meeting set up for tomorrow, right?
Yes.
It's probably just mid-afternoon. Do you guys want to kind of like split up and see if we can find any? Well, actually, no. We're already on kind of okay terms with Kurchek.
Kashik?
Kurchek is also willing to sit down tomorrow, but Xerneas didn't give you a time.
Okay, you guys are saying, are you guys talking about Kashik?
Kashik.
Kashik.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. He was called Kurchek, Kachek, Cashew, and everything else, and it...
Cashew.
I have Kashik written down from
It's Kashek. It's in the chat from last week, too.
Okay.
I have Kashek, but I also wrote Kurchek because I heard Ethan call that. And I was like, Kurchek. And I was like, oh shit, I had that wrong. So I just started calling him Kurchek.
Kashek.
Kashik.
Alright.
Got it.
Kashek.
That is who you said that would be willing to meet up tomorrow, right? That Xerneas told me that he'd be willing to meet up tomorrow, just...
Yes.
Yeah, Kashek is willing to sit down with you guys.
Did he say where?
No, he just said he'd be willing to meet once he's recovered from tonight's party, because he's presumably going to be hungover. And Xerneas is also, once Erin figures out what she's doing, going to sit and talk with her.
Okay. So then I guess I'll go back to there's nothing else really I want to do around town. I'd like to find out more about this place, but I don't even know like where to begin. Or I think the place is pretty cool. I'd like to know more about it, but like I feel like just going around asking is weird.
So I would like to look for, and I don't even. Maybe you could tell me somewhere where people would have information on magical items. Either somewhere that sells enchanted items, or somewhere I don't know what kind of place exists in this world.
In your wanderings through the market today, you didn't notice any shops that expressly sold magic, like, or had any sort of indication that there was like, oh, this is enchanted items. Enchantments are also, as you would know, or like I'm assuming you're talking about enchanted items, but when you say, what do you mean by magic items?
Yeah,
Sorry.
enchanted items.
Okay.
Or I don't know, like in Peacewood, I'd be happy with the Tower of the Wind, the place where people know about magic items.
Place where people items like that are more of a high class magic.
Mm-hmm.
So there might be a couple there might be a couple bandit mystics that could tell you something,
right,
but there's not going to be any real authority in this city on like, oh, this is where we go.
Not that kind of vibe around this place.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm good. I'm just following you guys.
I mean, I guess I'll head back to our room then and just pop open this box, see what it's about.
All right.
I'm gonna follow them back into the little... Yeah.
Yeah, same.
I'll follow along as well.
So you guys all go back to your rooms for the night?
This is the whole thing. Everyone's just gonna watch me open this box.
I'm dying to know.
It's going to Paltrow's head.
Okay.
You're being far too secretive.
I'm not intending to. I got a box.
I'll get the job done.
What's in the box?
Just before I open it, I'm gonna cut out.
Oh god, it's like Christmas when someone's taking way too long to open the present you got them.
What? That's just...
Like we're all just sitting around, just watching, waiting.
Oh, okay, that's the whole thing. Alright. Why did you have him go Also, hold on. Time out. Does this have to be secretive, this other thing?
Huh?
I'm about it out.
What is happening right now?
Open the box.
Okay. Alright, I'm gonna open this box. There's too many secrets. Alright, I'm opening this box. What's in this fucking box?
Everybody wants to be fucking secretive today, so.
So, upon opening the box, there's a small book inside that fits almost perfectly into the box.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to actually tip the box upside down to get it
Gave
out.
you a book.
Is everyone just watching me open this box with a book in it?
I
Yep.
haven't blinked since you started to open it.
Oh my god, this is... Jesus.
What is it?
Very
What is it? What is it?
Does it have any writing on it? On the cover. I know obviously it has writing on it.
There is no wording, even with your comprehend languages. There's no wording on it.
Okay.
But there is a patterned design in black and white bone that is similar to the two pistols,
Okay.
covering this, the cover or covering the top of this book and wrapping around the spine. And in the center, it looks like a kind of sternum piece of a rib cage, and then spreading out from there is the ribs and different finger-like bones and such.
This
It's
is
not.
awesome.
This might be the coolest book I've ever seen.
Yeah, this is... Oh my god.
It's not latched.
Okay.
Are you gonna open it?
But it is.
Read it out loud.
Bedtime story.
I would...
Where's the class?
I think I might just keep this for some nighttime reading.
Really?
Oh, come on. You're literally killing us. Just open it and see what it says at the first page.
I mean, it kind of looks like the thing that, you know,
I don't know.
I'm carrying and you're carrying. Maybe you want to share with me.
I don't know if I'm carrying it. I think Beach has one.
I have the black one.
Either way, I'm just saying. I got possessed by that pistol.
We all
Which is
almost
why
Some-
I think that this is something very dangerous that we should learn about before we just delve into it.
That's how we're gonna learn about it from the book.
Read the last
Exactly
page.
for what it would be.
I just want to keep this separate.
Ah! Peach storms out of the room.
Aaron, what's going on with this message animal?
All right. Well, now you wanted to blurt it out. So, what I was thinking was have an animal go back to the Empress and try to get a message to her, basically along the lines of we can try to help out Xerneas in getting his own plot of land. Tell her that he has nothing to do with this uprising from the other pirates or whatever. See, because I know she trusts us, so maybe expedite this whole thing. And I mean, you talked to Xerneas today, you're talking to Cashew tomorrow. I don't know, I think it's just an idea, but I'm trying to think of distance-wise.
Maybe explain to her that we're taking care of the uprising, and I think that helping Xerneas get some, maybe reaching out to him and getting in touch with her to get a piece of land would help us quell this uprising.
And I mean, I had another idea, but can't really do it if, you know,
So,
wouldn't
did you
let...
try the animal? Did you do the animal messaging yet, or is that just a heart? It won't work.
Oh, my animal messenger, I have it as a spell. The duration is 24 hours, which sucks.
Oh, yeah, so couldn't make it.
For the duration of the spell toward the specific location, covering about 50 miles per 24 hours for a flying messenger, or 25 miles for other animals.
Okay.
So that's why I was like, well, that may not work because we're so far away. Any sort of tunnel that can, like, I mean, I know that we went through that tunnel, but the stone guy kind of closed that, so that's kind of out of the question because I don't know. So I don't think that my idea will.
Do you
really
think
work.
anyone in town has a way to reach out and send message? Like, is there a way to send? Do any of us know how to send a message very fast?
Is there a post office?
I don't think we have post offices underground with lava.
So using just some kind of history check or just a general knowledge check, is there a quick way to send a message besides? Or I know magic, obviously, but is there like magic users in every town that can send a message quick or something?
Yes, there's messengers, or there's ways. There's mystics who can send message or use the message spell. You guys could use it, but the problem is, Aaron, you would know, given your interaction with, notes. Peleus. Given your interaction with Peleus and what he told you about the hidden city, or the way the city is hidden, I should say. Yeah, lost city, hidden city. The way Peacewood is hidden, it blocks magic.
Okay.
Do you guys remember how?
I mean, like,
no one would, unless Aaron told you guys what she saw up on the wall, where the city kind of disappears if you go outside the area. I don't remember if you shared that, Aaron.
I think I did.
Okay.
It wouldn't work if, like, because I know with that spell, like, it was towards a specific, like, person. You have to describe the person and, like, all that stuff, a specific location, like.
For what?
Messenger.
Message?
To send the animal.
I mean, you are intimately familiar with Sarge and the Empress and several characters inside of Peacewood.
Like, because you have to give them a specific location and a description of the person. So
Yeah.
if I gave them that, they still wouldn't be able to find Peacewood. I mean, I understand that it's blocked off, but
We have not actually gone on foot to Peacewood. We've only gotten to and from there magically, so we might actually not know exactly where it is.
fuck.
No. You would know.
Okay.
You can send an animal to there.
It's not gonna be in the
But you are 10 days ride away from Peacewood.
Oh, so it's just outside
By
the
horse.
range.
Yeah.
You are 10 days ride by horse, and even if you send an animal, which I think, or an animal, yeah, duh. If you send a flyer, which I believe is faster than a horse, it's still going to be like a week.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
We wouldn't be able to, like, have the animal send a message back to us to agree or disagree with our terms anyway.
No, it still comes back.
Yeah, but no,
Yeah.
but she might have another way to reach out.
If you send it, yeah, you don't know. The elves have magic. They could probably just every one of you would know that given the Empress's and the Tower of Air's magical prowess, they probably have someone who can contact you.
Yeah, that's not a problem. It's a matter of getting the message to her.
It's
So that's
you getting a
obviously out of
message
our range.
to them.
That's
Okay.
what I'm. So that was my idea, which maybe I should have thought.
Animal messenger is the spell.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody's getting annoyed. Oops.
All right. So
either that or we find someone that, like, maybe can talk to that drow, since the drow is Xerneas's, like, right hand. Ask her to see if there's a way that we can send a message. Someone.
I mean, I would hate to waste them, actually. But we have that one transportation crystal.
Yeah, well...
And 2 extra ones. Hear me out. And 2 extra ones. So we could go back to RoboCop.
Baracus, I don't believe... So the 2 extra ones don't have teleportation in them. They're just crystals that are not filled with spells yet.
No,
the teleportation
but
crystal that we do have has... it's the same kind of crystal, just has a teleportation spell in it.
I know that. So...
Okay.
He made that crystal, right?
I'm assuming. I don't know. Maybe he just had it lying around.
Well, if he did make it, we could talk to him and be like, we have 2 crystals. Can you make one to transport us to Peacewood and then one to transport us back to land? I don't know what the name of this place is, actually.
Cultheron. Your crystals... The crystal that has teleport in it, the way it was described to you, it will bring you back to the Tomb of Kings. It's not going to just bring you to wherever you want.
No, I know that. But we have 2 extra crystals that don't have spells in them. So if RoboMaid did make that first crystal, we could convince him to make us 2 more, one to Peacewood and then one back to Cultheron, so we could talk to the Empress, get her answer, and then teleport back in a matter of minutes.
Oh, you guys talk about Robo Butler? I think it would, well, we'll have to see, but it seemed to me that we could just go back to the tomb, and then he'd send us somewhere else and help give us another one to get back. He was pretty casual about giving us that crystal.
That too.
Yeah, so we wouldn't even...
So we might just be able to go to the tomb, then go to Peacewood, then go back to the tomb, then come back here.
Although, we might not be able to get into Peacewood, because if they have magical blocking, there might not be a portal that leads us in there.
Also,
that's
at
true.
the same time, the RoboCop knows where the... is, which was also hidden.
Are you guys talking about leaving already?
That we should all leave, but I think maybe...
I still think there's stuff to be done here, but I do think that if Xerneas is interested in getting word, it's tough. Like, all right, so here's where we're at. We need to get an answer from the Empress. First, we need to let her know what the situation is, and then get an answer from her.
Yes.
We need to give Xerneas our answer, but I feel like to get a solid, positive answer from the Empress, we have to deal with this other situation first, which is stopping the
uprising. Yes, I understand.
The uprising.
But that's why I'm saying maybe we split up again. I know everybody doesn't want to split up. Maybe since you have to talk to Cashew and I have to talk to Xerneas tomorrow, maybe if someone else can use that teleportation thing, go back to Robo Butler, like Beach was saying, see if he can get us, like, get me and said other person right outside of Peacewood. I mean, or we also still have that tunnel that the dwarf sent us through that's connected through those tunnels.
Aaron, wait. Roland's saying we should handle the pirates on the northwest coast before introducing Xerneas to the Empress.
No, I'm not saying that we're going to introduce Xerneas to the
Before we
Empress.
get that plan moving.
You have to talk to Cashew tomorrow. How long is this even going to take with the transportation thing? Only a couple of hours, correct?
We don't know.
Well, I mean, it only took a couple of hours for us, not even a couple of hours, for us to get transported here by RoboCop. I mean, if you talk to Xerneas for me and say that I'm doing my thing and I'll be back, make up some other story and pull it out of my ass, depending on where you get with Cashew. Is this making any sense?
Not really.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I understand, but it's a terrible idea.
Why is it a terrible idea?
I don't see why we would go back to Peacewood right now.
You don't have to go back to Peacewood. You can stay here, and you can be with Brolin, and you guys can talk to Cashew, and you can talk to Xerneas, and you can try to get somewhere here while I go back and talk to the Empress.
I exasperatedly reach in my bag, pull out the crystal, and toss it to Aaron.
I'm not going to use this unless everyone agrees that this is a decent idea. You understand where I'm coming from with this? Because, I mean, at the same time, we don't have to tell Xerneas that I went back and talked to the Empress.
I get it. I get what you're saying. I feel like you're trying to rush all these things, though. Like, a lot. Like, I don't think...
What happens if Xerneas comes back and I tell him, oh, sorry, we couldn't talk to the Empress today, and what do you think's going to happen under his protection?
He doesn't expect you to talk
he's not going to kill us,
overnight.
Jesus. He just asked if we've come to a conclusion on...
Xerneas, he's just asking for help.
As far as Xerneas knows how far away from Peacewood you are. He doesn't know that you can teleport in and out, so he's not going to expect you to fix it tomorrow.
You're the one that told me you had a secret plan.
As far as he's concerned, you guys have to make a 10-day trek back to Peacewood to talk to her at all.
Yeah. So we can keep...
you don't need to teleport anywhere. You can, like, calm down.
Yeah, we're completely fine with this. We need to solve this other situation first, and then we can go back. He just wants to know that if we've reached an agreement on saying yes to him, if we... Because the
only question was the only thing he asked was if you were willing to help him try to talk to the Empress.
And all I said was, I'll get back to you tomorrow, because I want to make sure, I want to run it over with everyone. As far as he knows, I haven't talked to all of you guys about it yet.
He's not expecting, like, oh, the Empress said this tomorrow. He's expecting, hey, we'll help you.
And Aaron said she had a plan.
So what I'm trying to say is, we can do all this, or I can do this by myself. I don't even care. We can keep it hush-hush and not tell him that we did get an answer or whatever. Try to see if he can help us with Cashew.
No, he's not. All right, first off, he's not going to help us with Cashew. That's pretty much out of the question.
Wait, you didn't tell us that.
That's just something that he's already pretty much said in publicly in that meeting. They don't go against their own kind. It's hard for him to. It's just that's just what that is. Secondly, I don't think the Empress is going to take too kindly to just saying, like, hey, we have this group of pirates, you know, King of Thieves, that's, like, gonna want to move in on your land. Like, will you do something for us? We need to make sure we help her with what she asked of us before we ask this big request from her.
I know that.
So what is going to her right now and being like, oh, hey, this is all happening, like... It's not going to benefit us.
Xerneas wants land to be left alone. Did he necessarily say that he wanted it on the Empress's land?
Yes.
He wanted it on the Empress's land. What if the Empress has another option where the land isn't on her land, but it is secluded and left away?
Then she wouldn't be able to choose what to do with that. It's not part of her empire.
Whatever. You guys can do whatever you want, I guess.
No, it's what, like, I genuinely don't understand there's no need to rush the whole Empress thing. We don't have to, like, tell it. I don't understand why that's so important right now to you.
I'm just saying it's an idea. We don't have to do it now. We don't have to do it later. Well, we can do it later. I'm just saying that was my idea. We don't have to do it now, but I think that it's a decent idea. Once we get this whole thing settled.
Yeah, once we get this thing settled, that's a fine idea. We can all just do that. It's just a matter of we need to figure out this Kashyyyk thing first.
Alright, so I might as well tell you guys, because you're meeting with him tomorrow. I'm sure you'll find out. I didn't say anything because I've been kind of concerned with how willing you guys are to be friendly with Kashyyyk. But, he mentioned that he may let us live if we help him get into the Lost City.
What's the Lost City?
I don't know.
Do you think that's Peacewood?
I do not think so.
You don't think so? Okay.
I think that it could be.
I've read of a lost sunken city in the Northwest Oceans.
What?
Okay.
Yeah. And that, I mean, I have heard of the lost city being among the clouds, but I don't even know where that is.
Have you have you been to the Lost City in the northeast?
No, I just read about it once or twice.
And why would he think that we knew where it was?
He didn't.
Thought you assumed that the way you said it made it seem like we could help him get there because we knew where it was.
He mentioned, if you recall, that he may be willing to let us live if you're to help him get into the Lost City. That's all he said. I don't know much about it. I just didn't say anything because I'm a little concerned with how willing you guys are to be friendly with him.
I never said that I was trying to be friendly with him. I gave him the keg. I bought him the keg originally as a peace offering.
No, he's concerned that you're not willing to be friendly.
No, that you are.
Yeah, that I am. Not to see if you'd get talking, because the more booze you feed someone, the more they talk. I was trying to help you out.
Ah, I see.
Because I don't trust him. He was so mean to us in the hall. He was yelling at us. He said that once we stepped out, we were gonna die. So they're only protecting us here as long as we're in the town.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be friendly with him.
All right. Well, if Brolin's not gonna read me a bedtime story, I'm going to bed. If I listen to you guys argue anymore, my head's gonna explode. And I just go over to a cot.
Right. Oh, that ended. I feel bad.
Brolin, what are you doing?
I'm gonna read this to myself.
What?
He's laughing too much. He's reading the book to himself.
I'm going
piece of
to
shit.
read this book to myself.
Oh,
You don't
man.
need. I mean, you didn't need to announce that. But...
Well, he asked what I was doing. I'm not a good liar in real life. If he typed it out, I could lie through typing.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I am going.
NSFW.
We're going to call that a night there.